It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
Ha ha ha. Quiet. Loud.
It's like you've sound checked before.
I've done a couple.
You've done a couple. Well done. That was masterful. Okay, so I'm going to start. We're going to get through these sponsor ads, and then we're going to talk all about you.
Okay.
That's what people care about.
Yeah, right.
Okay. This right here is Car Con Carne. Car Con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne. Car Con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. If you're looking to transform your home, office, or business into a smart, seamlessly connected space, Easy Automation can make it happen. They deliver custom automation solutions that are tailored to your lifestyle. Whether you're upgrading your home entertainment, streamlining your office tech, or enhancing the atmosphere in your restaurant or sports bar, they've got you covered. Their expert team designs and installs personalized systems from smart lighting and climate control to audio-video distribution and robust Wi-Fi networks, all managed through an intuitive app on your favorite device. Easy Automation makes technology work for you, effortlessly, reliably, and always with your satisfaction guaranteed. Visit easy-automation.net or call my guy Dan. This is his phone number, 630-730-3728, and take control of your environment today. Car Con Carne, also sponsored by Exploding House Printing. If you're in a band, if you manage a brand, you should know about Exploding House. They can help with all of your screen printing, embroidery, and merch needs. They're truly local. They're based here in Chicago. They're in the Hermosa neighborhood. I'm in Wrigleyville right now. We could probably jump in an Uber right now and be there in 10 minutes. And we could say, hello, we would like help with merch. We're not going to do that right now, but we could. That's how local they are. They've worked on products for Meatwave, The Empty Bottle, The Music Box, Dante's Pizzeria, The Broke Down, so many bands. You can check out the list at explodinghouseprinting.com and know that Jonathan, the guy behind Exploding House, he's been doing this for decades. He knows what he's doing. Besides technical expertise, he delivers production efficiency and cost awareness to offer boutique print shop quality at much lower large print shop prices. Check out their work on Instagram at Exploding House, or go to their website or email info@explodinghouseprinting.com and get yourself a quote. And here we are. We are in Wrigleyville. We're in front of GMan. That guy right there, that is Sam Russo, who this year put out his fourth album, Hold You Hard, and is currently touring the States in a run-up to the Fest in Gainesville. That's later this month. The new album was written across America, and it feels like the result of travels that were well, if not thoughtfully, spent. So Sam, you're here, and the thing that's impossible to ignore about this new album is that the A-side features a full band bringing your songs to life. I mean, that's the first thing people want to talk about is, oh, you're not just an acoustic guy.
Yeah, we got the band on this one. Finally managed to take these songs that I kind of write with full band arrangements in mind and flesh them out with good friends and make something completely different to what I've done before.
And I'm sure some fans probably treated the acoustic side of you as sacrosanct, like something you should never violate.
There's an aspect to that, definitely. And I understand that what I'm doing is violating a sacred bond of trust between the fan and the artist. And for that, I apologize sincerely. But I think it adds so much dimension. It gives me so much more room to stretch out and just try new things. And like I said, we're friends, first and foremost. So we just have a ton of fun taking these songs that I write and just fleshing them out into full band arrangements. And I hope people give it a chance. I'm lucky that people are really open-minded and they tend to lend me both their ears. So one for side A, one for side B.
A good song's a good song. So the A side is band, B side is not. Was that always the intent, or did you just end up with 5 songs that weren't and 5 songs that were?
It was a very specific intent for this record. Yeah, I wanted to do one that was 50-50. I ran it by Toby, who runs Red Scare, and I was astonished that he said he liked the idea, which is maybe the first time he's ever said that. And I just started writing with the full band stuff in mind primarily because I thought that was going to take longer and maybe be a little bit more of kind of a nuanced process. But then the final 5, the acoustic side, just came out kind of in a flash. I've got a song on there that I actually started writing up the street here in 2012.
Wait, which one's that?
So the song... there's little bits of a couple of songs, but Graveyard specifically, there is a graveyard.
Right. So we're on Clark Street by Grace, the big cemetery. That's a song about addiction, right?
Graveyard is, there's a few songs on the record that are about, different kinds of addiction, specifically alcoholism, a couple of other things in there. But Graveyard started, I had one line in my notebook and it said, burned out, uptown, walking past a graveyard. And that's exactly what I was doing. That's how I write, very literally. And it just sat there for years and nothing came of it. And then when I revisited old notebooks to flesh these songs out, I found that line really sparked something, so I kind of built on it. And the rest of it is kind of about my hometown and those times when your hometown kind of gets you down and it feels really small and you feel like the whole place is a graveyard. But it started right here. It started after the morning after a show at the GMan, when I walked up to Uncommon Grounds for breakfast and then took a stroll around and got lost in that graveyard. And yeah.
Which is lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Got a great statue in there. There's all kinds of fun stuff there. So kind of a dark, sad song in a lot of ways, but it's tied to so many happy memories of this area specifically where we're sitting right now.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because certainly you're no stranger to Chicago. I mean, we can tell from the Chicago accent, but what does the city mean to you?
It means the world. I can't even explain to you how completely bananas it is to me that I come all the way here from England, from a tiny town in the middle of Suffolk, and I actually have an audience and I have a ton of friends here. That's so incredible. It's almost heartbreakingly beautiful to me. Like, I get a little bit choked up thinking about it, but I love Chicago. It's easily my favorite city in the world. It's got a huge chunk of my heart. I'm really grateful that people come see me play here.
Can we talk a little bit about some of the songs on the new album?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
I love the imagery of bruises and sunburn, like a bruise and a sunburn, like a hole in the street. This sounds like someone who's been wronged before.
Yeah, afraid to say so. I mean, haven't we all? Come on.
Sure.
I just rip it out and try and show people. Yeah, You Were a Part of Me Like a Bruise on a Sunburn it's a little breakdown in the song that we didn't have lyrics for originally. It was just this beautiful instrumental space. And I really worried about filling it with lyrics like I did on basically every song, because the guys do such a great job with their instruments. But I had these lines that I felt were kind of very visceral and physical.
Yeah.
And the song's about pain and longing and loneliness and things falling apart and maybe coming back together and uncertainty. So I felt like that felt like a really good way to describe how much pain you're in, I guess.
One of the most powerful songs on this album is Santa Monica Waves, song about just trying to make your way through life when everything's stacked against you. For
sure. Yeah, absolutely. I never thought I'd write what is basically a teen suicide ballad. It's very, very sad. Yeah, it's a story song, it's a folk song. It's about these two kids in Santa Monica ending up in the sea. And I was in two minds about whether or not I should even follow through with that song, because it is so powerful and so painful for so many people. But I felt like it was a story I wanted to tell, and I feel like I did a really serious subject justice, and I tried really hard to do it sensitively. Yeah, it's a scene, it's a moment, but it's a pair of lives. And I feel like it's a respectful exploration of that really sad subject. Hopefully, I hope people feel the same.
Is your approach primarily storyteller, or how much of, I guess the better way to say it is, how much of you is injected into some of these stories you tell?
Yeah, I once heard, Ben Nichols from Lucero, he once said in an interview that he'd written 50 songs about girls and one about his granddad. and I kind of feel like I've written, nearly all of my songs are directly about my life and my real lived experiences. There's very little in there that hasn't actually happened. And Santa Monica Waves is one of the rare ones that's a fiction, essentially, with aspects of it drawn from real life. But for the most part, yeah, I write from just personal experience. I like to tell stories. So I like the folk tradition. I like to mix folk and punk in the, most kind of mashed together way I possibly can. And that's something I really enjoy. I like following the story through from start to finish.
Let's talk about loneliness. Let's talk about the Muckleshoot Casino.
Sure.
The video really helps bring the song to life, shot in a laundromat. Here's the sad thing. Here's the way my brain works. My first thought watching the video, wow, that guitar is really clean. It looks really nice.
I buffed that thing to a high shine for two reasons. I like my stuff to look okay in videos, I don't want it covered in fingerprints and beer and whatever. End of a tour, that thing is a mess. It looks like, someone just made lunch on it. It's a total state. But we cleaned it. So that video, it's kind of funny. Me and my buddy Matt, who plays drums in the band, Matt Waldron, shout out, he shot that on an iPhone. I'm giving trade secrets here. I probably shouldn't tell you how busted and dumb dick everything we do is, but shot it on an iPhone in the laundrette that I used to go to when I was a kid with my mum's, where we washed our clothes. It's in our town. It's still there. It still works. Still real laundromat. And it was reflecting everything. The guitar was just like, he couldn't get in the shot. He's
Right,
constantly like this. So that became a bit of a problem. But we angled it so that we could see the dryers and the washers spinning while I was playing. We thought that was a cool thing to do. This is two guys who don't know how to make videos, barely know how to make music. So, shooting it there on our lunch break was kind of an achievement, I felt like.
Well, that's the beauty of technology. I mean,
Yep.
technology has bolstered DIY culture to the point where anyone can make a video. And in fact, anyone should make a video.
I completely agree. It's democratized something that was the sole reserve of rock stars for my whole upbringing. I watch MTV2 and Kerrang TV and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, if I ever get to make a video, I must be a real rock star. Now I make 10 videos a day.
I keep waiting for a video renaissance since everyone has the ability to shoot and edit. Like, bring them on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll watch indie videos all day long on YouTube.
I love seeing what younger people are doing with the technology in their pockets, and I take a lot of inspiration from younger bands who DIY everything to such a granular extent. Everything's DIY. It kind of puts us older dogs to shame, the amount of stuff these younger people are doing. So, yeah, I thought shooting that on a lunch break was was ambitious, but we pulled it off. And you're right, it's a sad, lonely song, and I feel like it needed a kind of sad, lonely video.
For sure.
Sorry, everyone.
Well, thinking a little bit more about technology, you're talking about how you have these really profound connections here in Chicago.
Sure.
How much has technology enabled you to become or to build community around your fans and the people who consume your music?
I think it really would if I was more disciplined with it, to be completely honest. I find it to be kind of tough. Like, it's kind of a second, third job. But I love that I can just, open my phone and immediately be in conversation with somebody who works here, like doing logistics, figuring all that stuff out. It's so much easier for touring artists who are kind of a bit of a troubadour like me. One hand's on your phone, one hand's on your guitar. You're doing that at all times. But yeah, I love when people reach out. Try and keep connections with people in every city that I go to, and make sure that people know how grateful I am that they gave a night out of their lives to come see me play or bought the record. And that I don't know how people used to create that sentiment between them and their fans or their friends. Even, a lot of my fans I consider my friends. So
I love that.
Yeah, it's given us a big boost.
I think we're friends now.
I certainly hope so. I really hope so. I hope I'm not just in a stranger's car. It's like everything my mum told me not to do.
Right. Okay, you're going abroad.
Yeah.
Don't talk to strangers, and especially don't jump in their car.
Exactly. Just because they know you by name doesn't mean they are who they say they are.
Oh, he has a camera. Oh, great.
Okay.
That doesn't sound sketchy at all. When I first listened to Lifeguard Tower, before I read a thing about this album, hearing the lyrics, "Oh, how it feels to be a nobody, how it feels to be alone. How it feels to be a nobody somewhere beautiful." I thought, oh, he went to California.
I sure did. Yeah, you got me. That's a California song. Yeah, that's a tough song to explain because I feel like I don't fully understand it. I wrote it in a kind of confused headspace where I was trying to address this feeling of quite literally being somewhere absolutely stunning, feeling like you're nobody and you're nothing, but being completely content with that and understanding that that's that sort of humbling beauty. I wrote it just after I'd been to Sequoia for the first time. And I just thought, this is just so astonishing. Everything's so huge. I'm so tiny. It was one of those amazing, poignant moments. So that all kind of came out stream of consciousness style. But it is actually about a time when I slept near Moonlight Beach in California. And there was a burned down lifeguard tower there. And I built this little story about the endless battle between the punks and the lifeguards and whose side you'd be on. It was like an 80s movie in my head. And it ended up being something much more serious and poignant. So I'm glad that came out evoking California in one way or another.
Absolutely. Bait Machine, is this about an existential crisis?
Oh, sure is. Yeah. It's about the closest to like a straight up punk song you're going to get out of me. It's just,
is this all I am?
Anti-capital. Yeah. Is this all I am? Yeah. It's that feeling. I used to work in warehouses and factories, and I would endlessly stop what I was doing, look at myself and be like, is this all I'm worth? I just didn't want to be commodified. I didn't want to be forced into a kind of labor that solely benefited the people above me. And I felt really dehumanized for many, many years doing that kind of work. And I've got a lot of love for everyone who fucking sticks in the shift and goes and does all those hard jobs. But I got to a point where I was so done with it and so depressed. And that Bait Machine specifically it's another slightly confused song, I guess, but it's a vending machine that sells fishing bait in the town where I live. And I would walk past it and just be like, that's me. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm a big old metal box full of maggots.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just a grub waiting for a hook.
Yeah. A real hot water music influenced song. I went deep into the Chuck Reagan catalog to pull that one out. And it's a bit of a tribute to Hot Water in some ways. I hope Chuck hears it one day and thinks, oh, he's ripped me off here.
And that brings to mind the fact that you are a student of punk rock.
Sure.
I mean, we could talk about Padlocks and Germs Burns, about your weekend at the Punk Rock Museum. Like, you are into just the history, the evolution, how we got here.
Yeah. I'm a huge punk nerd, especially Southern California punk at that flashpoint between 78 and 85, say. All those, any book that comes out about that period, I just devour it, and it all goes into
I love a good rock book.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Do you know Jim Ruland?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man. He wrote Corporate Rock Sucks, the SST book, My Damage, I'm giving a plug here for Jim. Hi, Jim. My Damage is the Keith Morris book. And the Bad Religion book, Do What You Want. It's incredible punk writer. But yeah, I assimilate all that, and it becomes something that I get slightly obsessed with, especially in summer for some reason. I go there, disappear into that world of, let's call it research. It's just nerding out.
The first bio book, punk book that drew me in was Our Band Could Be Your Life.
Oh, yeah.
That was the gateway drug for me.
Yeah. For sure. There's too many to name, like I read all those Nick Tosh's books, the Dean Martin one, Living High in the Dirty Business of Dreams. What a great title for a book.
What a great title.
Yeah. Some wonderful stuff out there.
All right. So the new album, again, Hold You Hard. It's awesome. I can't let you leave the car without talking about your podcast.
Oh, sure. Yep. My podcast partner, Jamie, will be very pleased that you brought that up.
Final Transmission.
Yep.
And I bring this up, A, because I'm a podcaster, but B, I love horror.
Oh, here we go. Fantastic.
And we're recording this in mid-October. This is the time to talk about what you're doing. You just decided at some point, I love this stuff, and I need to have an outlet for it.
Kinda, yeah. We watched The Burning. Me and Jamie watched The Burning, and that was the movie that started it because it was a slasher that I'd never seen, and it got me really excited that there were probably hundreds of slashers I'd never seen. And Jamie is encyclopedic about punk. About horror and punk. He's in a band called Throwing Stuff, plays bass in a great punk band, but he had this DVD collection. I used to go to his house when we were younger, and we'd go there on tour or whatever. And it's an entire room of wall-to-wall DVDs. He's so encyclopedic and so passionate about horror. And it was just kind of shall we do it? Yeah, let's give it a try. And then 100+ episodes later, one a week, we're still kicking, still doing it. And it's a big month this month. We've got a lot of good Halloween content coming out. Well,
you reviewed The Mist, which I believe you described the ending as punishingly weak. I love that ending.
I think Jamie has very mixed feelings about the ending. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really brave. I think it's an incredibly bold move. Yeah. Especially to deviate from the original story. Oh, we're spoiling it for people. Oops, we've got to be careful.
Oh, yeah, no, actually, I wrote this down in my notes. You said, quote, "It's a brave time to shoot kids in the face."
Yes.
I think one of the first horror movies for me that left a mark when I was a kid was the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers in 1978.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that was my first experience with an ending that didn't go well.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I have celebrated those kind of dark twist endings.
For sure. When you lose your protagonist or whoever you've been with for the whole movie is just snuffed or not even ceremoniously just gone. It's such a rug pull, and it's so uncommon in modern mainstream cinema. I love to see it. I think it's such a great subversive move to really keep the audience on the back foot and send them away just kind of cold. I really like that kind of ending. Yeah.
Yeah. When you walk out of the theater thinking, holy shit.
What did I just see? I can't believe they went there. Yeah, I love that. And that's getting harder and harder to do, obviously, because everything's been done and we've kind of seen it all.
Oh, I can't open the window. Jill Hopkins.
Hi, Jill. We're doing good.
It's Jill Hopkins from GMan. Nice to see you. She's a delight.
I can't wait to meet there's some new bar staff I don't know, so I'm looking forward to meeting the new crew.
Going back to horror real quick, Halloween 3. Now, when I was a kid, and I'm probably a little bit older than you, when I was a kid, no one took it seriously.
Right.
And I think for decades, no one took it seriously. Has the world come around? I love Halloween 3.
I have mixed feelings about it. I'll be the first one to admit. Jamie very much theorizes the world has 100% 180 on it and is all in. And it's become more than a cult classic. I think within the catalog of the Halloween movies, of which there aren't many good ones, but the good ones that are good are phenomenal. It stands out for whatever, for many different reasons. But
Again, dark ending.
A very dark ending. Kids, let's not spoil it again for those who haven't seen Halloween 3. But yeah, that's this week's episode. I like it. I do enjoy watching it. I don't feel as much like it's a part of the Halloween universe and all the stuff that people love, Michael, etc. But I do get something out of it every time I watch it. It's kind of growing on me gradually.
While I'm on the topic of Halloween 3, I love those synthy soundtracks from 80s horror.
Same.
Yeah, that Carpenter soundtrack for Halloween 3. I'm a huge fan of Chopping Mall. I love that score. You reviewed Phantasm, which that's another... I think that was 79 when they came out, but another like perfect of the moment synthesizer soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, you're reminding me of episodes I forgot even happened. That's how many episodes we've done.
Oh, I get it.
That Phantasm score is wonderful. And every now and then we'll do a movie that is so evocative of something from childhood, because we used to blast horror movie music out of the front of our house for trick-or-treaters. And I hadn't seen the films yet. It was like The Fog. And
I love the score for The Fog.
Same. And The Exorcist. And when I finally watched the movies, and the score resonated so much because I attached it so closely to those those cold Halloween nights. So yeah, the music is such a massive part of reviewing these movies and talking about these movies for us.
You mentioned The Exorcist. You did review Exorcist 3.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I couldn't tell you anything about that movie. I've probably seen it twice.
Right.
The only thing I remember is the fact that it had one of the greatest jump scares in horror.
Yeah? Which one? Oh, in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find that movie scary. I think it creates a very different kind of sense of dread to the first Exorcist movie, but it's a really rewarding, slightly more modern, there's like people crawling on ceilings and stuff, like all the stuff that creeps me out. I did really enjoy and I did not expect to. Jamie's a genius like that. Like, you want to watch Exorcist 3? Not really. Well, you have to. Like, it's great.
Going back to music, we talked about Chicago. Can you talk a little bit about the relationship with Brendan Kelly?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
is he your spirit animal?
I think it's the other way around. I might be his familiar at this point. I mean, Brendan's one of my oldest friends in music, and I talk to my buddy Dave about this all the time. He refuses to believe that Brendan and I are friends because I grew up such an obsessed Lawrence Arms fan, and I would go to every Lawrence Arms show in the UK, even in Europe a couple of times, and I'd kind of wait for him and just be like, "Hi, Brendan, I'm Sam," and then slowly built this friendship where I got to be seen as less weird, I guess. And then we played some shows together back in 2011, me, him, and Dan Andriano. And I think we just clicked so quickly and became such fast friends. And obviously I have so much respect for him as a songwriter and musician, as a person, as a dad. And
he's just a creative force in general.
His vision, his style, everything he does to me is wholly unique. Nobody has that voice. Nobody takes dick jokes from Ghostbusters movies and mixes it with, deep cut Russian literature. Like, nobody's doing that. And he's never written a bad song. The guy just keeps cranking out hits, and being on the road with him is obviously a blast. I just can't say enough good things. I love Brendan Kelly in a very, very deep way. He's very close to my heart.
All right. So with Fest kind of wrapping up this month, what lies ahead? What does November Plus look like for you?
November's cool. I got 2 weeks in the west of America with Teenage Bottle Rocket.
Nice.
Playing a bunch of shows with those guys. And then it's basically home for Christmas. And then next year's starting to take shape. I'm talking to Toby about coming back out.
Great.
Trying to make the most of this visa, get as much US touring under my belt as I can, maybe do a little bit in Canada again. And hopefully a new record. We're already writing. We're going to do maybe an acoustic EP and then maybe a full band EP. We're not sure yet. But the songs are coming pretty thick and fast for a change, so that's good.
I love it. Okay, the new album, it's still a new album, Hold You Hard. It is available wherever you listen to music, wherever you get music. We are outside GMan. You're performing tonight. I'm going to let you sound check, and I'm going to pack up, and I'm going to come back in when you take the stage tonight.
Right on. Thank you so much, James.
What a
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me. Do we shake? We do that?
We shake. A historic peace accord in the front seat of a Mazda 3.